Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a dead channel that barely uploads. Today I bring to you the Eva-Frames by Bandai. Coming out in about late January to early February, these costed about, say, $35 for a single pack. Each pack was an 8-pack and included everything that you see here. Now, since these are Evas, they all share a similar body type, save for the colors, shoulders, heads, chests. So basically, since they share a body type, it's possible to pull off any pose with all three of them. On to articulation then. So the head is on a double ball joint. Far right, far left. You can look all the way up, all the way down. Yeah, all the way down. Shoulder pads are on ball joints, and then this little red piece right here, this is its own little part, which allows you to push the shoulder pads back even further, or farther. There's a slight butterfly, ball jointed shoulders, hinges at the elbow that only hit about 90 degrees, and then ball jointed wrists. Just perfect for those "what the fuck are you doing in my shots" poses. The knees have a full bend. There is also a peg at the thigh, but due to just the Eva's design, there's not really too much, especially in bending poses. So it just basically becomes pretty much useless, but still decent. The foot joint is connected via peg into socket and has two ball joints, one for the ankle guard and then one for the foot. And then the toe also has a bend. As the name would suggest, these Evas have a frame. A rather lanky, disturbing kind of frame that I absolutely adore. Considering as how these things are all basically the same shade of black, kind of gun silver. Yeah, these things are pretty cool. The only one thing I wish though is that the arms, or at least the armor pieces, were just a tad bit more thinner, or just something, because without them, there's a whole lot more bend to the elbows. But all that being said, these things are still pretty much on point. Nice tight joints, or at least tight enough for what they are. They seem to maybe getting a little bit loose, but it's nothing a little bit of glue or Sharpies or just whatever method you plan on tightening joints with. It'll save these guys no problem. Well, girls. On to accessories. So, first off, we have the... Wait, shit, hold on. We have the progressive knife, slightly colored. Not the right color, but just figured it needed some color. The Gatling gun. The super electromagnet crossbow, only ever used by 02. The pallet rifle, and the second knife used by 02. Also painted, not painted fully. These are mostly, no, just pretty much uncolored out of box. These things are just straight up metallic gray. Yeah, pretty much just, yeah. And for the second set of accessories, pretty much just these bases, and also now, out of box, again, most of this stuff is pretty much unpainted. Like, mostly the spines on the back, these panel lines, these parts up here, grays and reds, stickers. You get 4 of them out of box just to wrap around those areas. Pretty easy to paint if you're willing to paint them. And these white bits on the wings are also painted in. Pretty much a simple paint job if you're willing to put the effort in. Along with these vents over here. Yeah, it was pretty much just mostly red from the white and yellow down. It was all just red except for these parts. The red and green in here stickers, and that's pretty much about it. So yeah, that's basically about it. Before I do any size comparisons, I just want to say that this review sucks shit. So with size comparisons, These guys are actually much bigger than I originally anticipated. So here is a G-frame Zazabi. Here's the new. And Ava Unit 1 just towers over both of them. And for some closer comparisons, an HG Death Army unit, a Core Gundam, the Beyond Global, and the recently released Revive Charzaku. But as for the figures as a whole, I definitely say they're worth it. Well, I mean, worth it as in you might want to find a certain place where they aren't too much. Because again, this was like a $35 box. Borderline 40. Now obviously there's shipping in there too, so, you know, probably end up paying more. But I wouldn't spend too much on these. At the end of the day, they are candy kits, or at least candy toys. They offer a lot, but I wouldn't say a lot to the point where you need to drop like $80, $90 on these things, especially if they're separated. The details are fine. The little added work you can do on them is fine. They pose really nicely. But I just don't think they're worth paying anything over $40. You probably have to be smoking that good shit if you think you're gonna spend $100 on these and be absolutely satisfied. I mean, you could do that, but I don't necessarily think it would be that worth it. So yeah, that's pretty much my whole review / overview of these things as a whole. I'm not really a reviewer. This video probably is gonna suck ass, but I at least hope I make some kind of impression, you know, for people who at least want these things. Definitely really neat, but not worth anything like super duper expensive. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. And just one last thing before the photo reel. Just something minor. Kind of wish they added more, but these are the only hands that we get with these sets. Like the only hands. I wish we at least got some like closed fists or something, but these are all the hands that we get. Nothing else.
Hey! Why is it so dark in here?